Welcome back. Tonight we continue our Look Who Cares 12 Days of Giving. Our third charity is nominated by Look News financial contributor Stephen Carlton. We welcome Jamie Williams, Associate Director from the Franklin Community Center in Saratoga Springs. And we welcome Jamie to Look News now from the Franklin Community Center.
Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you here. You know, you offer so many services at the Franklin Community Center, but some people may not be aware, exactly where the center is, the exact details of the center. Give us a little overview of the actual community center that you have.
Sure. We're located on Franklin Street, 10 Franklin Street. We're a brick building, and we've got a really bright blue front door, and that's kind of how we invite people in. A lot of people, when they think Saratoga and they think Franklin Square, and we are the exact opposite of Franklin Square. The services that we provide that people can come in and utilize are things like our food pantry. We have an emergency food pantry that relies solely on community donations. It ebbs and flows when we have people coming in. Around the holidays, we have a lot of people using the food pantry, so we see it get depleted very quickly. People are eligible to come in every 30 days as needed. Because we rely on donations from the community, our hands aren't tied. Anyone who comes in needing our help can get that.
You know, and you offer many services beyond the food pantry. We'll get into those in just a second. But, the need in this community, we often think, and I know that this is a question that many at home have heard numerous times, Saratoga Springs being this affluent city, there is still need. There's still people that are in need of food, in need of services. Talk to me about, those folks that may be a little less off, maybe hidden in the shadows a little bit here in the city.
Absolutely. There is a huge pocket of poverty in Saratoga, and you don't see it. You don't see it on Broadway. And the illusion of Saratoga being such a grand city and having such wealth and having, so many tourists come in, and that is true. But there is another side to that coin, and there are all those people in our community who have such substantial needs. We are very fortunate. We have a great community. We have a lot of people who help with those services, which is why I think our pockets of poverty get to be so large. Homelessness is huge in Saratoga, and you don't see it. It's the people who are couch surfing. It's the families who are doubling up, who may live in trailers, and there may be 8 adults in that trailer and a couple kids thrown in. They're there not because they want to be, but because they have to be.
You talked a little bit ago about the food pantry. I know you also do clothing drives and those types of things. Recently added free haircuts.
Yes.
And it's just, another piece of the puzzle, but if you think about somebody who's homeless, they're not going to the salon to get their hair cut, but just something as simple as that to really make you feel better about your circumstances.
That is our brand new program that we have going on. It's really exciting. We actually had some barber students reach out to us, and they said they were looking to give back in the community, and we said, well, we have got plenty of opportunities for you to give back. So starting this Thursday, they're going to open it up, and we're going to be accepting anybody, any male, ages 12 and up right now. We're working on getting the women in there, but we don't have it yet. So 12 and up can come in between the hours of 9 and 4, or come in between the hours of 9 and 3:15 because we close at 4,
okay.
And they can get a haircut. And they don't have to show their need. They don't have to be homeless. It's great for the homeless people. It can be anyone. Anyone can stop in and they can get these haircuts. It's not invasive. They're there. They get it. It can turn your whole day around. Something that simple, something so small, can make such an impact in someone's day.
Yeah, we've seen some pictures that you've shared on social media of
great,
folks getting
isn't
their haircut. Yeah, talk to me about the reaction you're getting from, obviously it's men's haircuts right now.
Yes.
But talk to the reaction you're getting from these fellows as they're coming in and they're actually getting something as simple as a haircut.
Yeah. Well, it was really funny because the first group of people that came in to get a haircut were kind of in our offices working, and we have the barbers who are down in our community room giving the haircuts, and we hear somebody yell out, "Ow!" And I said, "Oh my goodness." And every single person in our office kind of congregated outside the community room saying, who's going to go in and figure out what just happened?
Yeah.
And we walked in, and the guy was so happy.
Yeah.
His haircut had been finished. He looked in the mirror, and he was just shocked at what had happened.
Yeah, looking in the mirror at somebody they may have forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
It
was great, and so we're posting the before and after pictures, and the feedback we've gotten from the people who have come in, they're like, oh my God, it's like a full service salon. They get their goatee trimmed up, they get their eyebrows trimmed. Like, it's not just your haircut. So when they're doing the fading and buzzing, and I don't know all the terms, but it's a great haircut.
Yeah, it sounds like a simple
it's not a
thing.
military go in and get a buzz cut. It's a It's a great haircut.
They're actually being pampered for a little while, which is so important.
And from what I hear, the barbers are looking to provide coffee and maybe amp it up a little bit. So.
And anybody that's watching that may want to help volunteer in donating some of those services, we'll let everybody know how to do that. You know, your services go beyond the food pantry, the free haircuts, the clothing services. Project Lift is a huge part of your organization. You recently had your annual fundraiser for Project Lift. Share with our viewers what this program's all about.
Project Lift is operating in its 29th year this year. We're at Greenfield School and at Geyser Road School. We're an after-school prevention program. We really go beyond. We pride ourselves on what we do with these families. We have families are referred through the school system. They're typically what you consider at-risk families, but this day and age, at-risk is a whole host of things. So essentially anyone's eligible. The families who join the program, they can start as early as 1st grade, and they can remain in our program through 5th grade. So the teachers and the staff really get a sense of belonging to this family. I mean, we know their pets' names, we know their siblings' names. We really get to know the dynamics of the family, and we form a really good relationship with them, which helps in 2 ways. It helps build the child's self-esteem. It helps make school a more familiar and friendly place for the families. And we can help with the relationship between the school and the family. So we can sit on parent-teacher meetings. We do holiday assistance for the families. We do summer camp scholarship for the families. If their heat goes out, we try to help with that. You name it, we either figure out a way to provide the need for them, or we help someone else that can do it.
It's really helping provide the basic foundation so these kids can succeed in life.
Absolutely, absolutely. We work on drug, alcohol, tobacco prevention. We work on violence. We work on social skills. We work on self-esteem. We do review their report cards, and we do talk with the faculty, so we can kind of tailor the program for the unique group of children who are in at that moment.
It sounds great. You are doing
amazing.
So much over there at the Franklin Community Center. I'm sure you could use volunteers and donations.
Yes, yes, and yes, always. We rely really heavily on volunteers. We have 3 buildings. We have our clothing distribution center, we have our main office, and we also have an apartment building with 17 safe and affordable apartments. And we also have Project Lift, which happens off-site. We have 8 employees total. That's including part-time employees. That's including our bookkeeper. That's including the people who help with maintenance. So we're spread very thin. We rely heavily on volunteers. Our free store, which is where our clothing and household items are, is run solely by volunteers. Yeah. We have very committed groups who have been there years. We have one volunteer who's been there since the 80s, and she still comes every Friday, and she's in her 90s now. So we rely very heavily on volunteers for a lot of different things. And also donations, whether they be donations of non-perishable goods for our food pantry, or donations of snack to support Project Lift. Clearly, monetary donations go far also. Yeah, a lot of ways people can help. We'll put a link to your website on ours so they can do that. We appreciate you stopping by. Jamie Williams, the Associate Director from the Franklin Community Center. Thank you for having me. Now, to see this segment for a second time, learn how to make a donation or volunteer at the Franklin Community Center. Log on to our website. It's looktvonline.com.